Hello, 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 and good morning. This is a coffee and craft edition. This is Jolene with the Jewel Design, and we are first thing Friday morning, I hope. Crack of dawn, 5 a.m. or later, depending on your time zone. But today we are starting a brand new project. I was going through my accordion file folder thing, expandable file folder, and like I said, I was going to start cutting up fussy cuts and journal cards and all that weird ephemera that I have from all the things I've printed. And I only got a few pages in to the accordion thing. So I have a couple of these started. But while organizing that and looking, I found a few of my file folder, pieces. And I realized one said sewing. And I went to look at it, and I had the full Sew Vintage kit that I had created in 2021, according to the copyright and all the paperwork I cut up, back in 2021. I created a Sew Vintage, S-E-W, sort of a sewing kit, a dressmaker kit. At the time, there's a lot of stuff going out there, and I mean, there still is, there always is. But Lorette, a vintage paper girl, was like, "Can you do one? What can we do?" So I took a lot of florals and images that I had found in many places, and just created a digital journal kit at the time. So with that, I will make sure that a print and ship version is in the Jewel Design side of my shop. You go to a Jewel Design and look it up. There'll be a on-demand print and ship ready to go. And again, I always do this and then I kick myself, but here we go. A Jewel Design at Etsy.com. This was my digital shop. Right now it is strictly print for the US. But little by little, I am putting up, some of my favorite digitals up for grabs to allow me to print them here and ship them to you. So at least you get something. If you see an old kit you would like an attempt to follow along and make your own version if you don't already have it, I greatly encourage it. Otherwise, all the other supplies and things that we work on are in the design journal and supply at Etsy.com. So design journal and supply.etsy.com has all of the fun things that are handmade, crafted for you, created for you, cultivated for you, bundled for you, whether it be supplies supplies and or paper needs that gets you through the day so that you can do the crafts that you need. So here we go. But anyway, I was going through it and I saw it, and I don't know, because I think we're getting into Valentine's in February and spring, so the pink and the green really spoke to me. And Lorette Chandler of the Vintage Paper Girl is my mom, my inspiration, my business partner, my crafting guru, my crafting buddy, partner in crime. She is always doing wonderful things. She's trying to keep up with you guys and trying to create new things for you guys, put new spins on things. So today I'm taking a lot of inspiration from her on the base levels. And then, of course, I always have some different way to look at it. I see it a little differently, or I think of it, I want one cat. Sorry. Oh, she's going to kill me. One slight fold, slight change, direction in something, and, I have a slightly different twist on it. Or she's such inspired me, I don't even realize it, and, we've seen it all. But here is my rendition of what it might be. So I said, I was a good girl. I sat down and I cut everything out. Almost all the fussy cuts, all the journal cards. These are instantly back journal cards, as I call them. So you get them up, 2 on a page. And they sit just like this with a little bit of space in between them. And when you get them, you just simply fold them, glue them together, and you have a nice, thick, double-sided journal card that you didn't have to go back through the printer to put a backing on them. Now, I do provide you guys with images and papers that you could, run back through your printer and use as a background. But sometimes it's nice just to know you can cut one rectangle, fold it in half, glue it, do whatever you want to the edges, and you have a nice, when it's glued, it's just, it's the most yummy sound. So we will have these because I do want them in our new pockets. So anyway, these are absolutely wonderful. So we have like 4 of these to play with and many, many other things as we go through. So today we are creating a smaller folio. We are creating a pocketed folio, top load pocket folio. We are creating, it could be considered a Z-fold or a, not quite a flip-flop because, no, I think we're missing one on top. You never know. I may add it in. Maybe consider a mini flip-flop journal type folio. Because what I want to do is take these papers, which are full size, and I was going to use them to cover the folio, the file folder. And I was like, but they're printed on the back. Oh my God, I hate doing that. So I think when I'm done with this, I think cutting these long ways in half is going to give us 2 pages. A little long, I just realized. They might be a little long. So we may have to get crafty with that. Maybe I may have to do an accordion fold in the middle to shrink up the size. But we'll work our way through that. But we're going to create a cute little folio in the middle, a cute little journal that'll go in one of the folds. These are all pretty on one side. They are patterned on the back. That doesn't mean you can't put small bits of coffee dyed. But if the thing allows, and some of these, you know, do not. If some of these allow, because I think I only have 4, we may have room to add coffee dyed papers to give you writable papers. So for a cute little sewing book, type of deal. Could be a way to catalog some of your patterns, some of your favorite things, something in the sew, and or someone who just loves sewing and roses and pinions. And the whole sewing world might just decide this is a really pretty little thing, and you know what a great Mother's Day or birthday present. I know Mother's Day. We're only in January, right? But before you know it, May will be here. January's almost done as it is. So these pages are going to be for the journal itself. I do have full size writing pages, but they may not be, well, they might be of help with us. Same thing, I guess. We cut them. You could get some writing pages out of them, so maybe I'll cut these too. Okay, so, but this will be a little later. We'll put this journal together on, you know, in a video on its own. But we will put a small journal in it. Now, these are all the So Vintage paper pack, which I don't remember if it's separate, so I'll have to look at it when I go to do. Oh my God, she's going to give me a heart attack. Okay, she's coming back down. Sorry, Kiki likes to get up in the rafters. My daughter's cat. Anyway, there is a So Vintage paper pack, and so when I go to list the on-demand print and ship, I will possibly add these to the kit, so that way you have them, because that will allow you to back things. Because I believe what I'm putting on the back of my pages, I might have lightened for my own needs. I don't know. You know how long it's been since I put in this kit? Great pages, great patterns. You got that lace overlay. All these wonderful pieces. But I don't know if the ones on the back that's muted. These are all muted, so these may be in the journal kit. And then you have the solid versions in the paper kit. So either way, I'll make it a nice journal kit, because I print single-sided just like this, leaving the back empty. And this way you can glue them together. You can pair them up how you see fit. You can glue all these beautiful printouts to coffee dyed paper. You can, there's so many things you can do to the back when you don't have printer capability to make this, and you can stencil this. You can distress around the edges. You can do whatever you can. God, you could, but carefully copy dye these papers that I send to you, and antique them up some more. I just don't know what will happen with the ink on this side. May run it a little bit, so you got to be careful. Anyway, but we're going to take these papers and we're going to cover our file folder. This is how we're going to cover our panels. We're going to use all these yummy cream and taupey colored pages, and we're going to pick and choose through our panels, and we're going to use the pink as a border, right, as a fun border color, because you know me, I do if you know me. If you don't, I decal edge a lot of things. I use Tim Holtz's decal cutter to give you that rip page look around my pieces of paper, that panel or cover each panel of the work we do. And I think the pink would be gorgeous to help emphasize the pink that is sitting in here, right? So all the flowers are sort of, and some other ordeals are our accents. So we want to keep using pink as an accent. She's just going to be the end of me. Hold on one sec, guys. I have to figure out what she's doing. It's going to drive me insane. Okay. Oh, yeah, she was just, I don't know, she's in a mood. Someone told us it was mating season again. It's that 9-10 week mark or 8-9 week mark. And they're spazzy. So, but it is cold. It is warm. No, not cold. Cold and dry at the moment. But winter's coming. Winter's coming. No, water is coming. We got some rain coming for this upcoming week, so I'm looking forward to that. But being a nice Friday, I thought it would be a good time to start a new project, and then that'll give us something to do on and off next week as we get videos. I get videos done. All right, so we've done that. I've done the sales pitch, and I'm wondering in the end. I'm hoping. I love this. I just feel it's so feminine and light and so cool. We did one of the bags in our shop, and I'm hoping in the end that maybe we can slip it in and like do something cute with it to maybe hold it, make it a pouch to hold the journal when it's done, the folio journal when it's done. But we'll see. It may not be big enough. So, but that's my goal. So that will be another project. We'll do a bag pouch and all kinds of things. I'll get my coffee going. Hold on. Being that it is early, and that is my second cup, but that's my decaf cup. That's my decaf cup. So sorry, guys. We have all kinds, and then we have other journal cards. I created these. What did I call them? I did a garden version. I did a sewing version, and they're like a catalog card. And so that you can catalog, right? Your patterns. When you're looking for things, sort of like a library index. But someone was requesting, a good 2 years ago, a garden catalog card, and it gave me the idea to do one for sewing also. So the designer's skill set, maybe what the item was for, it was seasonal, what kind of fabric, yardage, threads, stitches, hem width that was required for the pattern, just a way to sort of help organize it. And so I did these guys in 2 sizes. And so here it is. I put them on one of our parchment cardstocks, and I, distressed it, inked around it. And I think they're great. It actually has one of our papers sort of in the background really lightly. So it's all a little different. Each card has a slightly different angle of the background paper. I just realized that's so cool. And then there's some that are just, so I have just white ones that have the backgrounds, and then I have the plain ones, which don't think you can see the background. But I put it on the parchment, sort of cardstock, linen. Well, it's not linen, it's parchment back, and I love those too. So, oh gosh, there's all kinds of stuff. Oh my god, and not that I need these for this kit. There's so much more going on with it. Oh my gosh, but it's cool because there is washi. I literally laid down a grosgrain green ribbon, which I don't think I even have any more of, which is such a bummer. But at least I have the printouts. But it looks like the ribbon, if you weren't paying attention. I love it. And I got from Creative Lefty, my auntie. She does a lot of freestanding embroidery work. And she had made buttons a while back. And so I got the gold ones, I think with this in mind, of course, because I found it together. So anyway, gold, like a shiny antique gold, or light antique gold, freestanding embroidered buttons. And so, this will be fun to use on covery stuff or ways to close things up. Maybe we'll actually sew them down and make them a closure. Wouldn't that be cute? So, I've got words. I've got all kinds of things. I also have to cut out our buttons. I didn't catch that, huh? There's words. There's all kinds of things. So, yeah, it is quite a bit. I don't know if I can get it all up because there's like words on one sheet for printables. There's the background papers. There's a lot of stuff. So if you really, really want this, please comment here that you would love to see a really full-blown, maybe everything in one kit that can be printed so that you can get, a little bit of everything to do, and you can have a really good size, sewing kit. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I sort of shown everything off, but as we go, there's more. Lace pockets. There's so much. There's so much. Okay, so what I was thinking... Lorette was just working on her French perfume bottle folio, because it's the whole length of this, I believe. And she folded as a sort of a 3-fold, whatever, and it stays nice and tall. Well, papers, pages, things. I didn't really want to go tall, so my thought was, I know we have all these. This one happens to be a middle tab, and I think it's going to work beneficially for me. But I am thinking that we're going to fold it up, and we're going to open it up, and we're going to go short ways or long ways, fold it long ways. Instead of making it vertical, we're going to make it more horizontal. And hopefully I did this. It leaves us this tab here, right? It came back out. Gosh darn it. Gives us a fold in the middle, tab there. It does give us a tab here, in a way. And I'm wondering if I just did not. No, not quite. It's not perfect. Love that, right? And it's not the manufacturing, because these are machine cut, probably. But, it's my folding. There we go. Okay. So we know we're going to fold it here in the middle. Right? So that gives us our first. And it's amazing when you do fold these things in half, how everything sort of shifts by the paper, where the paper sort of lays it out, where the fibers are. Now, when you fold it on this one, it does come up short over here. Not that I can't move that over, because I think that's what it is. But I think if I keep folding in, it's just going to make it shorter. Ooh. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Probably should be up higher. But you know what? It's going to be, we're going to do some fun folds. So I don't think it's going to matter. I want to go, I just don't know if I want this fold to keep that tab outward. Ugh, gosh, where's my bone folder? Let's get those bone folders out there, right? And this one is coming up short whether I like it or not. So we're going to have to just go with the, what's the word? With the flow. We're going to go with the grains on this one and not fight it, because if we fight it too much, I think it'll ripple and do weird things. All right. As it is, luckily, a lot of the folds, more times than not, you don't really go around the edges with the paper because everything buckles. That's why I do panel work, so we don't have to worry about the creasing of paper, oddly. But we will cover the outer folds with lace to help reinforce it, to help cover up anything that may start splitting a little, because paper's paper, right? Now, the goal was then to fold it, instead of folding everything inward, which sometimes we do, we fold everything inward and keep folding it, right? In this case, more of a flip-flop or a, well, folios, I think I'll go inward. A flip-flop is in and out in different directions, right? We keep, when we did a flip-flop, it would go this way, and you flip it over and you go that way, and we always had one more item on top that would flip out another direction, right? So a flip-flop has about 3 different folds in and out. In this case, I'm sort of doing just a zigzag chevron type fold or a Z fold, and we're going to keep it upright because I want to do a all top loaded pockets, which is one of Lorette's favorite things, or she just gravitates to it. She does a lot of lovely top loaded pockets when she does folio work. So that is definitely from her. I'm definitely gravitating towards that, and I just decide on certain ones if I'm going to put a hole punch or not, so you can tell that there will be journal cards tucked in here, or tags. Sometimes we do have a tag that's sticking out, so that it is, these tags are not tall enough, but I do have slightly larger ones. Let's see. Sometimes, now you can't make a tag with other things. I thought I had large tags. I know I do. Here we go. I think these fit. We don't want to stick out too much, but they may be. We put a tag and a journal card in each one of these. Let's see if I put it in here right. Oh yeah, no, it could be just right. So if we want the extension, we have, the tag sticking out. Now I can cut the tag down, put a little something on it, and it sticks out, but it's not like super crazy. But sometimes having a tag item sticking out is great. And yeah, see, this is only if I want to do a bag. Well, if I want to load it in sideways and fold it down as a side pocket, it won't fit. So this one in the end probably would have to go in this way, and we'll fold it down and decorate this accordingly. So Lorette is actually hopefully working on a cute idea with these guys, and so we'll take that. I'm probably taking that inspiration from her, but I will let her share that. Anyway, okay, so yeah, we're going to load from the top on this one. We're going to do a chevron, zigzag, Z fold, however you want to call it, ordeal. So I'm going to try to fold this one back now. And since that one is sticking out for a tab, we're going to make sure this one sticks out too, so it sort of levels it out. So that in the end, no matter what the deal is, I think. No, I like that, because this will peekaboo out. So it'll give us, even if this ends up being the cover, you'll have a peekaboo of either lace, paper, whatever on this end. Now the other question is, which pocket, and journal in the back, I think. Yep, I think that's what we'll do. Okay. It's forming. I knew I had a general idea in my head. I just didn't know exactly how it was going to pan out until we started. So there's no real, the only thing I'm doing is going with the fold, right? I'm taking our file folders. I folded it from bottom up long ways. Okay, so the tabs are still on the side. We're leaving the opening up here, so we're allowing the natural fold to be the bottom of our pocket, but we are going to glue everywhere possible down the side, potentially down the middle so that it doesn't slide around. right? We're gonna glue around this tab so it's nice and solid, so everything stays nice and closed. Now, I could be anal retentive about this and, you know, trim off the excess, but the moment I try, it will slide, it will slip, and it'll be bad. So what we'll do is we're gonna let it be, because I'm either going to, yeah, no, I think we're just gonna let it be. I'm not gonna worry about it. It's okay. Everything's gonna get covered one way or another, and it's gonna have a purpose. So, using my trusty bone folder here to try to get as much of the crease and the weight of this down to a minimum, because I don't want it to be oddly bulky where we don't need it to be. There we go. Voila, loving it. So we now have and I guess it is sort of a flip. You know, we have this back page, which I could put the journal in the back. There's the other thing. I can make, you know, this more of a pockety thing, and the flip-flop version of it is here, where the journal is in the back middle. Ooh, I sort of like that idea better than trying to put it back here, because we still have this side. So yeah, I think we'll panel this, but this is going to be, let's put a piece of paper back here so I don't forget, because you know me, I get excited and then I go for that initial whatever thought. Oh, these are pretty, but oh, those feel weird. Are these gorgeous? We found some muted post-its, and right now they're just for me. And this right now, I don't know if I'm putting them in the shop or not. We haven't decided yet. Because you get quite a bit of them. Pencil. Here we go. So we're gonna, in this back flip, flop. We'll put the journal in the back. It does give us a wider side on this side, but it means the journal, I don't mind them flipping it over. It just means the journal can only be this wide, and that, well, no, it could stick out. You know, we could let it stick out right here. You know, the back pages are just as pretty as the front, so I don't think it's a problem. I don't think. I know it would be great to have it in here because I think it's a little bit more width. It's the same width sort of either way. No, let's start with this. Got to cover them all first, but let's put the mini journal back here, right? We'll sew it in over here. We'll just do a standard 1, 2, 3. You know, figure 8 punch like we always do. Keep it real simple because it is a small book. Doesn't need anything fancy, which is great. So we'll put the mini journal on this side sewn in. Okay. This is potentially the front. Okay, so we have to figure out what we want to cover the front panel with for the massive amount of decorating. We have this beautiful tab here, which is nice. And it does sort of... holds it for that part, tabs it open for that one, opens for that. It's just, and then you just go, well, what's here? And you go, oh, there's a journal here. So, yeah, we'll make the journal this width and make it work. Yeah, don't get ahead of myself. Okay. Oh, I'm getting excited, and I'm like, all right. What else do we have? What else do we want to do? I guess we need to start figuring out our potential, right? Hi, baby girl, lay down. Okay, coffee. Maybe that's what I need. A little smell a headache today. I don't know how many other people get headaches with hormones and weird weather. Oh. But everything's cold, even though it's been in my house. Everything's cold. Hopefully the glue. Okay, so to start, I think I gotta get it upside down anyway. To start, let's use some glitter glue. Hope everything goes well here. I never know. And let's start gluing these down on the edges so that I know I have a nice clean surface to work with, and I don't have things moving around too much. I don't think... I was debating on the punches, and that's the only thing I just realized. I probably do not want to punch... hold on. But I'm going to want punches on the inside. Oh, hopefully there's glue. Hold on one sec. I need to find my hole punches, which are always, somewhere else because they belong to a number. A lot of my packaging and branding and all that for the store uses these things all the time. But I think I'm about to streamline all that, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I think I'm about to utilize my resources, and I'm going to have someone else do some print work for me for a while. Ugh, because I'm sort of losing time. I want to spend more time crafting with you guys, and I can't if I'm always cutting and prepping. So I'm wondering if I can get my time to have someone else print my business cards and all that jazz, so that all I have to do is grab and go and make the thank yous. Alright, so I did put a hole punch, just, you know, used my 2-inch one, made a nice shallow one, just a little, nothing major. Oh, see, I let the glue start to dry, so it's not working. Yeah, if you let your glitter glue start to dry, it won't stick if you don't have put something together. But the moment you do stick it together, it's not going to come up without ripping everything. So you got that catch-22 thing going there. Alright, let's glue that down. So we have our first pocket in place. So then let's get to these. I think for sure we're going to do... Yeah, we're gonna use the inside of each one, I think, because that way, because there's a journal in the way here, we don't want to put the pocket on the outside. So I think, yeah, we'll stick to our shallow little thumb notches to help you get your ephemera in and out. Now, these being a little bit not the front cover, I can make that a little deeper. The front cover, I didn't want to make it too, what's the word? Invasive or too, you know, obvious. But it varies because there's not an exact on this. I love these little pieces. I'll probably use them. I try to at least. Let's not let that get dry. Okay, and then that's the back. Yeah, one more. And it does stick out in general, but you really can't see the holes that much until you open it. So that's good because this inside is a little taller than the back, in the back side here, than it is the front. So let's go. Now, being the back pocket, let's see. Yeah, no, I don't want to do... No, it's fine. I was trying to decide maybe I did front and back on this one. No, because it ends up being the back of the whole thing in reality. So, no, we'll keep to our deal. So, how's everyone doing? Like I said, this is the last week. This is it. I think, what, February is tomorrow? February 1st is tomorrow? I can't believe it. My daughter has... a fun casino-themed dance tonight. Their sister, the sister junior high, is hosting a casino night dance for all district junior high kids, which is great because we have a lot of schools that have 6th through 8th in their schools. Still, a few of them. I'm not going to go all the way down with this one. I'm just going to go the top, like, half of each fold to try and get some glue down to help keep things from moving around too much. Now, I maybe won't do this pocket because I realize it is going to be sewn in and I don't really want to be punching through the glue. And so I will leave that one empty. Yeah, anyway, they have a sister junior high dance thing, and so, though in 2 weeks from today, they have a Valentine dance at her own school. I guess the ASB group for the junior highs decided to do a district-wide one for... Alright, so I don't need anything here, but if I glued it, I glued it. I'm not going to stress over it. That one should be glued enough. And it's not perfect. I'm just doing a little bit of glue in that middle section so that if I got to... I don't know. Was that too crazy with the ephemera and got it too small? I didn't really want it to move around too much from pocket to pocket because we don't want to accidentally bend a piece of ephemera. So I try to, though I did only glue here and not the bottom. If I put something too small in there by accident, it might slide, but who knows. So yeah. Anyway, so she has a casino themed, I thought that was cute, dance tonight, and then on top of her practices and everything else. So she's going to be tired tomorrow, but we have to be up and get our nails done. They're painted, so you really can't tell, but mine are a disaster. Both my girls are a disaster. They did not hold up this month. Like, really, guys? I love how you charge more and more, but you do less of a job. So get one more shot with me, and if it doesn't pan out, I'm going to have to find a new nail tech for myself. I'm sort of bummed about that. I went back to this trying to do it, and they haven't been all that great. I'm like, Now what I did with all the gluing and stuff, that when I go to sew this in, it might buckle a little bit. I'm going to have to probably, when I sew it, as you notice, there's a gap right here. And so, even though I tried to put it in there tight, I glue these down to match out here. Oh well. I'll sew it in. It'll be tight. It'll work. The sewing will keep everything in place. Okay, so now we're sort of glued in. I don't feel like I have anything loose and goosey. Next question is, do I enhance this with pink or do I enhance it with... Let's try the spun sugar and see if it gives us any indication that I did anything to it. It does lighten the edges because I think spun sugar is paler, being an oxide, than the pink itself. Later when it dries, if it really is bugging me, I can do some antique on it just to see, you know, how it does. But I was trying to get a little bit of a, I don't know, feathered effect, some kind of discoloring, right? And it's there, and maybe when it dries, it'll be interesting to see what it does. But I figured we'll do a little bit of this. So I'll pause and do this real quick so you guys don't have to watch it and we're not wasting any valuable time. I'll be right back. Okay. Nothing too obvious on your end. I don't know if you can tell, and then my lights just may not be good enough to do that. My phone never tells me for sure if I'm doing a great job. I'm going to get myself a little brighter. Whoops, there it all goes. Sorry for the reach, but I'm going to make sure I'm as bright as I can be. Alright, anyway, I did do to me, I can see because I'm standing here and I'm not dealing with a camera issue, but there's a slight lightness to the edge of this. Normally we darken something. In this case, I'm trying to fade it and, you know, do it the other direction. So, anyway, did give a little bit more color to a little bit of ink to my oxide. So right now I'm letting it soak in, and then I'll have to turn around and let it soak back out. But it'll be our pink and vintage photo will definitely be spun sugar, distressed oxide, and the usual, of course, distressed ink vintage photo will be our favorite friends. Now I do have a pretty green also that matches in here that I may decide I want some, you know, more floral hints to this whole thing. We'll have to see. So for the front cover, we are going to work our way through this a little bit. Now I have all kinds of lovely things to decorate the front with to make it very sewish, right? We have gorgeous sewing machine. We have her. Definitely have florals, you know, not a problem. We have half ladies. We have a lot of, you know, that one I haven't cut out yet. But, I mean, we have hordes of different things to definitely collage up the front and make this super pretty. So the only reason I'm bringing it up is because I want to see what we potentially may want here in the front, so I can decide what kind of cover we want to go with, right? I may decide that, you know, not everything's going here, but I may cut that bottom off. Do I have one that doesn't have her on the bottom? I do have a bigger one that's black that doesn't have anything writing wise, but you know, we've got this, and I may want to tuck her in here too. So with that in mind, we may want a front cover panel that is more neutral. Could be something like this where we're just using, you know, this concept. It goes all the way up to the girl. So yeah, they'd get covered. But I could use the measurements as a backdrop. I can use this end where we have a little bit on the bottom here, and we've got numbers up there because it would be like that's covering that. You know, we've got here, right, with all the flowers and stuff. So we may see a little bit of this bottom section, but this will be a nice extension. Then this leaves it open if I want to put words, or we leave it open to sort of give us lace and other things to cover this. Though if I want to keep, I have to decide. This is going to be the only fun part, is that I may want to panel here, and we're going to lace up. We may cut some lace and trim for these tabs. So I have crochet trim that we all love that I can put in here. I have itty bitty tiny scallop trim. So we have some things in here lace wise that I think we can put lace and pearls in here, and, you know, a little bit of lace and pearls here to enhance the tabs, but not try to cover with paper. we're going to use that pink as its own entity. So I think I like the lighter idea of the front cover, so these guys can pop in their own color and not, man, I have all kinds of fun things, and not be something that has to be so, if we want more color, I have these cute measurements. I could put one of the green ones back here. So we can really cluster this front cover and have fun with it. So but I wanted to start eyeballing our potential. Well, I better not do that. I better not put those aside, and then I won't keep them later, huh? Hold on. So anyway, I hope everybody's going well. Hope weather is behaving. The holidays are done, and everybody's recouping. Everybody's back in the swing of things. As we, whether it be weather, whether it be holidays, whether it be coming home from everybody and travel. I'm hoping everybody's well. It's been crazy. So it's been cold. We actually have had some freeze warnings. We've got down in the 30, 31 degrees, which is just sort of temperamental on the plants. The crops, I'm not sure. Our immediate area has some stuff growing, but there must be some other things that are pretty substantial because they don't look damaged. I drive by some fields every day, and they're green and pretty, so apparently they're doing okay. Now, what I'm thinking, paper, do I have? I am debating here, to make this easier, is to create myself a template. Now, the problem is with the template, I just realized, is that every single panel is different in size. That's this one. This is, that's great for front and back on that one. But then if I put it over here, that'll work. Okay, I'm just trying to see if but then here, all of a sudden, it's smack in the middle, right? These last three are a lot larger. So this template sort of works for the first 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But then it'd also be 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them? Okay. So I thought, you know what? You see me. I always struggle with these, if you watched me enough. I struggle with my papers. I go to do my panels and they come up too short, too big, too something, and it's really, really hard. So if we have them trace this and decal along the edge, when I trace it on the outside and I cut within the inside on my decal edger, it should actually, potentially, I'm hoping, is that right there? Yeah. Not cause me any issues. Actually, is this even straight on? I'm like, let's see which way. I want to make sure I'm working this one way or another, right? It'd be nice for once. And even that, I'm looking at it going, that's not straight at all. But I can't see it, so I think it is, right? But I'm always guessing. And then I go cut these things, and they do not come out like they should. I'm always a little off on my panels, and then I feel like I'm having to play catch up. I'm having to, what's the word? Like clean them up. And that's never fun. So hold on one second. I am looking for one of my million cutters. Oh, jeez. I have a little one that I'm sort of tempted to grab, but I don't know where it went. Of course, it never is where I want it to be when I want it to be. I have a little, aha. One sec, if I don't knock everything to the floor. Of course. Mistake. Itty bitty creative memories. Cut it. I'm like, I don't need anything big right now. I just want to... I know this edge is a little off. I mean, it's a scrap piece of paper, so of course it's going to be. But if I can just clean it up a little bit. It's a photo cutter, which I've had forever, but that's all right. Do it well enough, it'll do the job. I'm just trying to make sure it's like as straight as possible. Off that fold. Off everything else. I know, perfect. But I want to trace things, and so if I do this, I want to be able to trace it well enough and not, make a bigger mess out of it. As much as I would love to measure things, I know that's not always doable either. Like, it's not always... Okay, so let's see how we're doing. We don't want it too tight, but hey. I'm not going to cut everything else with a decal, but I need to start somewhere. So right now, Yeah, it is sitting within that smaller one. It doesn't go all the way to the top of the big one, but that's okay with the backing here. We're going to have to recut those holes anyway. And I may even cut them and then drop it down a little bit once it's cut with deckled. I think that might work, guys. That's 4 of the panels right there. So I can sit here now and I can actually fussy cut the pages that I want. Right? I can sit here and go, well, I really want this piece. So I'm going to come over here. I'm off the page. And I'm going to trace right here. And that's what I'm going to cut off. I'm going to cut here and I'm going to cut here. And then I'm going to trim down here. And yes, it's going to give me a scrap. What are you going to do? But I think we're going to fussy cut these to where some of these pages are going to be, I'm only going to take, the images that I really, really want. I don't know if I want to cut into every one of these. Like, that's really lightweight and pretty and fun. A page where, now this might be good for the, this one, because it's sort of busy, and it'd be great to just take a nice middle section and put it here, and it'd be a nice decorative inside cover to the journal part of it all. Alright, so that's a journal cover. We're going to do that for the front. And then we just got to decide light and dark maybe throughout the inside. Because these are all going to get decorated. Don't get me wrong. We're going to put all these cute fussy cuts on everything. So I'm sort of liking the lighter pages. These are sort of busy. And I don't know. It's almost too light though. Sorry, I got to have some lace. But I have lace pockets, so that might be too much. So let's hold on to that. That's a little black, gray, green. Decisions. Okay, well, I think we're going to do either that or we're going to cut this in definitely a couple different spots, cover a couple. That's almost a duplicate, so maybe not. It'd be nice to have some of these panels a little different. Nice pattern page. Alright, well, I'm hemming and hawing, and that's not good. We don't want to waste time that way. Okay. One by one. I won't get that much farther with you guys. Not today, at least. Oh, it's early morning, right? We want to keep going here. But I'm not doing any lace right now, so let's put this back up. Just realized that my fabric tack's on its side, and that's not going to do me any good. So if we do this cover here, and then we will duplicate it here. So when you open it, you see more of it. When you have this one here... Oh, that is that one, huh? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when I do this in one, it needs to be that. Okay. So we can go light here, different pattern one here. And then these are different. This is one side. Well, gosh, guys, I don't know. I am making this probably way too complicated, which this is me, my head. I could almost use this page and its partner to keep it sort of uniform, where the first 1, 2, 3 panels are very similar. These two are one set. I have the back, and then I have the inside. So it's sort of... Normally, I think you'd have, sort of matchy, and of course matchy. But then the front and the back. Okay, so we need a front and back to match. And then we have the sets after that. So, yeah, we can, to get more, we could do, it's wider. I could put them in the back, something like this, because then it allows me just to decorate the one side. That would be cute. Okay, but that one's bigger, so we're going to have to wait for that panel. So many decisions. I know, I'm sorry. But that may help. Then that way I don't feel like I'm too busy, too not busy. We're going to decorate according to what we sort of see in our print, what we feel works best, and then go from there. So let's trace this one out. Yeah, I'm 45 minutes in. We're just going to lightly, I say lightly, and then I do that. Light, there you go. I need guidance so that when I am doing the decal cutter, I can, keep it lined up, because sometimes that is harder to do than we expect. So we'll cut, of course, along the white line, and inside these lines that I've created, because we want to have a little bit of that pink that we just, you know, folded to death, show up. It's going to be our border. It's going to be our accent. It's going to be sort of the matte to the thing. So then next, I should just get both templates. I really should, huh? Another piece of paper somewhere. I always have scrap paper over here. I just have to find one that maybe is the right width, and I don't think it is. Let's see. So in this one, if I used this as a template for the back two, I would need to definitely cut along the lines and not inside them too much, because we'd have definitely too much excess. So I go to the edge here, I'm going to have all of this left over. That doesn't mean we can't put, you know, lace on all of it, and, oh goodness, okay. Usually just fold things down. I hate cutting, because you never know when you're going to need to use it again somewhere else. But this sheet actually is pretty stout, which makes me think it's a print off. I got something I had to trim. And I think that'll work. Okay. So this takes care of two of our panels. I'll just make sure I always double check before I do it, because we never want to accidentally. So this is front. And this, no, the nice thing with this one is I do have two edges to work off of, but we're going to cut, and I can always, you know, erase when I'm done. All right, so that's going to be our back, which is beautiful. It gives us this beautiful piece of trim, which I have border pieces, you know, like this and lace that would totally help cover up this if we didn't, you know, if we didn't want that so plain right there. All right, so let's get these two done. Let's get the front and back done and glued, right? So this is front panel sample. This is back panel. So we'll see how it, you know, works from there. So we don't get confused to who is what and where. Let's get the decal cutter, which I'm so stoked. I just introduced this lovely cutter to my my niece. She feels like my niece. There's 15 years difference between the two of us. But to my cousin, and we're working on her wedding invitations and stuff, and she's like, oh, my mom has the, you know, We Are paper thing, and you know, when we're doing quick things, right, we've all used this forever, but I said, yeah, but if you accidentally move, like you don't put enough pressure top and bottom and the paper shifts, then you have to reprint potentially that set of invites or whatever, because you now have a screwy invite card that, you know, may not work. Now, I would love not to have to cut this all the way across, and that's going to be a problem. I don't want to cut it down. I'd love to have a longer strip down there. And I don't know if we're going to get away with it, because this doesn't cut the way I want to. I'm debating whether I need to just cut. And I can't really fold it. Let me see if I can decal just down to where I want and not beyond. Ooh, wow, lucky me. I did good. Because what I can do is carefully fold this one back. Oh, other way. Insert it the other way. Insert here. And if I can try to keep it lined up. No idea if I'm on camera. Not great, but sorry. I am trying to get crafty here and how we cut, because the downside with this one, it is only 8.5 inches tall, not 11, not 12. So it is not something that, you know, lets you do a whole page in one fell swoop, unless you fold it in half, and we don't want to do that. So let's see if this worked, guys. Oh, still too big. Okay, we didn't go inside, but I'd rather be safe and go back in, and I can center it there. That's not bad left to right. It's just a little top heavy. And we'll cut the bottom. Well, I gotta do a little bit off the top because I see there's white, but we're gonna do a smidge off the top. And we're just gonna very carefully cut and trim until I get it where I want it, because I do not want to do what I always do and I get caught. And we're gonna do some trimming, but where I end up with not enough. I do want to see a little bit more of the pink because we are seeing it on the sides. So since we're seeing it on the sides, I'm going to cut a little more. So we can center it. And ta-da! And I just need to, we'll just trim that off in that corner, and that first one's good. Ooh, our back is getting somewhere. All right, here's what we need, because I won't be able to do all of it. We're going to pin that so I don't forget. I don't get confused. We don't get all discombobulated, because we don't really need to do that right now. That's good. Now that we got it off. Hope you do well. I know this is sort of introduction to the kit. It is a potential, you know, what we're using, right? We got the file folder going right now. And a printed kit. Now, of course, as time goes on, we'll be using, you know, I may be using our index cards. We've got craft colored index cards. Might need be to reinforce something. We've got potential bags in here, you know, coffee dyed papers, laces that we'll use a decor with, things like that. We're gonna have a lot of fun that way as we go along. Now this is already done. Let's go the other way with it, maybe. There we go. Yeah. How did I do it? I did it, but now I don't know how I'm gonna get in there. I got that first half, but now I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get the second half. Oh, duh. I'm watching myself do it, and I'm like, hello, get it up underneath. There we go. Find the lines. We definitely want to go inside it. So what I was trying to do is keep this intact. I wanted it so we could use it however we need it to later. And of course there'll be a lovely couple side pieces here that is going to allow us scraps and more scraps. Just when I got my scraps cleaned up, right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, jeez. But it was good crafty. We'll make sure that if we're going to cover something, we're going to layer something, we're going to do whatever, we're going to make sure we pull from this. Which is what I'm doing with the altered book. I'm trying to make sure I keep going through that first and seeing what I have that I can create with before I go looking for new papers. Alright, erase our lines. Add them to our kit and caboodle over here. Let's see if this one got any better. Looks a little wonky, which worries me. Well, it looks a little wonky, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Right? Okay, so it is wonky on one side, but now that we've got that section, we'll line it up with this and that, and I think we'll be okay. But we are going to take a little bit off this side because it is wavy. It's a little wavy. Not sure what happened there. But you just pick an edge and pick a side, and you just go, well, that looks straight to me. We're gonna square everything up off that, right? So with that in mind, yeah, my poor deckled edge. It is getting what's the word? A little let's see if it's straight up there. A little raw. It's not as clean as it used to be. Or not as sharp. I gotta figure out how to get this one done. Okay, so that is definitely better. We're doing good. I'm so glad I came up with a template idea so we had a better sizing, because I feel like, you know, we're done with inking this and gluing it down. You can see some pink. We do have that accent around the edges. And, you know, really make that work. Okay, so there's the front. We have all these fussy cuts over here that we were eyeballing as, you know, possibilities to cover the front of this zigzag Z-fold mini top-loaded flip-flop journal ephemera holder. There's so many words for this because there's so much going on with it. You know, a Z-fold, a flip-flop, and I guess it'd be a mini flip-flop because it does allow us to do this, which is one of the possibilities. You know, you have this fold out, fold in the back. And the back's going to have our mini journal in it. So, and the top here are all going to have abilities to put in full good size journal cards and tags. And then on the inside, some of the decorating on some of these may be that we have pockets, right? Pockets or tucks here for smaller things. So we can continue to fill these pages with ephemera, because there's not going to be any room really in the journal to put pockets and stuff. It's going to be writing and pretty in the journal. So we'll put all the ephemera inside the folio itself, inside the flip-flop, loaded ephemera holder. There's so many words, guys. There's so many possibilities. This covers so many projects. But that's okay. Makes it work. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to let you go. Happy Friday morning. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. That your weekend is going well. If you're watching this later, as you get a few minutes to yourself, as you finished your week, you're all said and done. And this is your little treat for the weekend. But this is our So Vintage flip-flop mini journal ephemera holder project with the So Vintage journal kit, digital journal kit, right? Isn't that gorgeous? It will be up in the shop, up in the jeweled design side, in the on-demand journal print and ship category. But here are the main pages. Aren't they gorgeous? Right? With backgrounds and things. Plenty of backgrounds, plenty of papers, ephemera. I mean, gosh, I cut them all out, and there's all this stuff in here. There are cards, there are button cards, and ribbon cards, and journal cards, and pockets, and lace pieces, and little, there's all kinds of different things in here. So, and fussy cuts galore if you love the florals. And, so we're going to utilize all of it in one fashion or another, and we're going to make this cute little thing that will be great as a birthday gift if they love pink and teal, or pink and green, pink and mint. I'd call it a mint sage green. Great for Mother's Day, great for birthday. So, especially if you have the seamstress in your life that you love dearly, this may be a wonderful handmade project for them, or handmade finished item when I'm all said and done, which will end up in the Etsy shop. So, love you all very, very much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and come back. I will get the paneling done, and when we come back next, we can decorate elements, add in pockets, ephemera, things like that, and little by little we will work on the different aspects of this project. So, love you all very, very much, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Bye-bye.